welcome to our live broadcast for our 4 o'clock enrichment, which means it's dinner time for the Bears. My name's Sharon, and I'm the curator here. And today, I am broadcasting all around the world, and thank you, PTZ driver, and all you moderators that are on. Thank you especially Ireland and Netherlands. And if you tell me where else you're from, I will give you a shout out. Thank you. So a lot of questions that I get about the Bears is, how much do the Bears eat? Well, I've only ever weighed Ted's out to make sure he's getting enough per his weight. And I just wanted to let you know what our Bears eat. But what I did was I measured it all and I weighed the bowls and then subtracted that from the food. And so our Ted gets 8.5 to 9 pounds of food for his dinner, and he gets almost that much. He gets about 6 pounds for breakfast, plus the enrichment treats that he gets throughout the day. He usually gets about 3 scoops, which equals about 4 cups of trail mix for one of his enrichments. Then he gets a bowl of peanuts, and plus all the snacks he gets when he steps up and sits when we bring folks out to see him. Now, for our 446-pound Lucky, our 9.5 years old, he gets, let me see here, Lucky gets 5 pounds of food each time he is fed. Now, in the morning, he gets a little less, and that's because he gets more eggs than Ted does. Ted gets more tuna. Ted gets tuna where Lucky gets eggs. Ted gets an egg too, but Lucky doesn't like tuna, so he gets raw eggs. All of our Bears get raw eggs. Now, Holly down at the end for her dinner, she has got 4 pounds in her bowl, and Tasha gets 3 pounds in her bowl. And that's without the lettuce, because Lucky and Ted both get lettuce because they like it, romaine lettuce, with the grapes, and they have watermelon that I might account for a little bit more of the weight. Trail mix, the grapes, usually an apple or a peach. And in the mornings, they both get eggs with their breakfast. So given that during the week, you wonder, well, how can they gain that much weight or gain weight at all? Well, the females do, and Holly is always demonstrating she can gain 5 pounds. And we don't know exactly what Tasha weighs because we have not weighed her again since last week when she was weighed down here. I hope to be able to get her down here again and get another weight on her maybe in the next week or so. She is really having a good time exploring and being able to swim. Today's the first day that we had all 3 of them all together, and everyone seemed to get along fine. Lucky's more interested in what's being brought out in food. Holly has been spending time in her den, and then she comes down also into the cabin den, and she receives her treats when she comes down there. But usually for about 3 hours a day, we don't see anything of Holly there. Tasha was out today from about 8:45 until 3:30 when she put herself back into her little den, and she immediately went over and got into her pond, her little pool rather. So it's always good fun to see the Bears cooperating, and it's just kind of a feather in my cap when everything goes well here. When it doesn't go well, then it's not a feather in my cap, of course. So I want to thank everyone for visiting today. If you haven't been to the Wolf Center, it's located on the other side of town, and your wristband will get you $1 off. But I think they're only open for another 45 minutes or so. So you might want to try them today if you haven't already been over there to see those beautiful Arctic pups. Again, that's the International Wolf Center on the other end of town. Another thing that's been going on here that if you didn't hear earlier in a broadcast is that Holly's been spending a lot of time digging a den. In fact, she's dug several dens. And I have not been able to address that in our bear news because I haven't had time to sit down much today. But that's all in a day's work, and we'll get to it, and you'll get your updates very shortly. Holly has been staying in the Doug den that she actually was in 2014. She has made that area inside a 4x4 living space for herself, and it's actually 2 feet in height. I measured it, I believe, on Monday when we went in to look at it. I think Lucky has been kind of digging and messing around with the mound one that she's dug there. Occasionally his nose and feet are dirty too. We haven't seen any digging from Tasha, but she certainly does like her living quarters that she's in right now. And Ted, if you see Ted, occasionally he digs under his den. And not sure what the purpose is, but if you look at him, he kind of looks like a shaggy bear right now because he is shedding so terribly. But underneath all that fur that's coming out is a beautiful black coat. And pretty soon he'll be just as shiny and nice looking, and not that he's not nice looking, he's beautiful. But right now he kind of looks like a rag doll. But he is doing a good job on his shed. So I want to thank all of our listeners and all our folks that keep us busy and keep us informed of what our bears are doing when they're watching the cameras. I certainly appreciate it. And I especially thank you all when we have pictures, because sometimes the hardest part is to get a good picture of these bears in the sunlight, because it just doesn't cooperate at times. So again, we'll have our last behind the scenes at 5 o'clock. And thank you to all of our visitors. If you're interested in a membership at all, please see our retail associates. And any donations that you make in our bear boxes goes directly to bear care and bear food. So they certainly appreciate it when we can go and get as many watermelons as they can eat, because that is one of their favorites here. So thank you, folks, and we'll see you again at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Just one more thing for the worldwide listeners. Sorry before that I made a little mistake and took the wrong microphone out. So I guess you heard our broadcast about Holly's Den, but Heidi saved us, so thank you.